Welcome back to Singer Dad Reacts. My name is Josh, and I'm trying to fulfill a lot of your requests that you've had in the past for some of the new artists. This one is Marcelito Pomoy. So I have to be straightforward with you on this one. I did hear Marcelito sing one song on America's Got Talent. I can't recall what it was, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't The Prayer. I would have remembered that. So this won't be my first time hearing him sing, but yeah, I haven't heard him sing The Prayer. And what's cool about The Prayer, it has special meaning for me, actually. So I love this song. I love Andrea Bocelli and Celine Dion. They're two of my favorites. So when they sang together, it was just amazing. And the song is beautiful. And so my wife was teaching a choir for about 3 years at the high school several years ago. And she would tell her kids that I was a singer and stuff like that. And so they always wanted to kind of hear me sing. And so she scheduled us on the program for one of her choir concerts. And we actually sang The Prayer with piano accompaniment for the concert. So it was a lot of fun. And it's definitely toward the top of my range for sure, but it was a lot of fun to sing. And I was proud of myself because I only had to go into falsetto probably like maybe for 2 or 3 notes. So definitely for the final note, of course. But yeah, so I love the song. I love the message of it. The melody is beautiful. So I'm looking forward to hearing his take on it. Here are the lyrics. Hopefully my Italian is okay. Like I said, I do love to sing it, so hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer as we go our way. Lead us to a place. Guide us with your grace to a place where we'll be safe. La luce che tu dai. I pray we'll find your light. Nel cuore resterà, and hold it in our hearts. A ricordarci che, when stars go out each night, eterna stella sei. Nella mia preghiera, let this be our prayer. Quanta fede c'è. I think that's c'è, it might be K. When shadows fill our day, lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith, so we'll be safe. Sogna un mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia e di speranza, ognuno dia la mano al suo vicino, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. La forza che ci dai, we ask that life be kind, e il desiderio che, and watch us from above. Ognuno trovi amor, we hope each soul will find, intorno e dentro sé, another soul to love. Let this be our prayer. Let this be our prayer, just like every child needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be safe. E la fede che hai sceso in noi, sento che ci salverà. So, yeah, beautiful song. I think the meaning is pretty straightforward, right? It's just an inspirational song about, having a prayer to whatever being it is that you believe in, to that higher power, to God, and as far as my beliefs, and praying that we'll be safe and that we'll find the light, that we'll be able to hold that in our hearts. When shadows fill our day, lead us to a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved. So these are very important and relevant words to what we're dealing with today, right? So hopefully we can all kind of experience that together as we listen to Marcelito sing these beautiful words. So with that, I'll move on to the performance. If you haven't already, if you could please click on subscribe and click the notifications bell. That way you can be notified of any other Marcelito reactions or any other videos you may be interested in. I would appreciate that. Also, as a reminder, I do have a Patreon channel. So if you go to patreon.com/singerdadreacts, there's some new content I've been posting out there, and we do have some Patreon members starting to trickle in. So I'm starting to populate content. So would love to see you there. Again, thank you for your support.
Wish 1075.
I pray you'll be alright.
Wow.
And watch us where we go, and help us to be wise
So resonant.
in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to our place, guide us with your grace to a place where we'll be safe.
Wow. So he truly has like this clear falsetto sound that he's really worked hard on, I can tell. There's just pure, it's almost like kind of a boy sopranos type sound. You know, if you've heard the Pia Jesu, I love that song a lot. And there's a version of it, I think, where Sarah Brightman sings it with the little young man, probably a 10-year-old boy, kind of a boy soprano type. So that's, his falsetto kind of reminds me of that same kind of just pure, higher falsetto type sound. But in a lot of what he's doing there is hard, right? Especially the jumps, to really come in and hit the notes and just, be right on the note. I mean, that's really difficult, especially when you're in your falsetto like that. So he definitely has a unique gift to be able to kind of sing up there. And if he's doing the Andrea Bocelli part of it, then he obviously, and from what I saw on America's Got Talent, he can sing the lower stuff as well. So, wow, he's awesome.
La luce che tu dai
I pray we'll find your light
Oh, wow, he's going
nel
back and forth.
cuore resterà
and hold within our heart.
a ricordarci che
The stars go out each night.
eterna stella sei nella mia preghiera
Let this be our prayer
quanta fede c'è
when shadows fill our day.
lead us to a place,
Guide us with your grace.
give us faith so we'll be saved.
Wow. Okay. I guess I didn't fully understand what he was going to be doing here, because what he's doing is very difficult. And that is to jump just within like 1 or 2 seconds between his chest voice and his head voice for the different parts, like on the fly, just right after each other. That's very hard, what he's doing. It's one thing to be able to sing in those higher registers, and then to be able to sing in the lower register with your chest voice, which is to be expected. But then to be able to just jump like that instantaneously, that's very difficult. Wow. He's very talented. And he looks younger here. Like, this looks Like he's younger than he was on America's Got Talent even. So maybe this was before AGT. You guys can comment on that down below, but I'm impressed. Wow, this is crazy.
Sogniamo un mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia, di speranza. Ognuno di la mano a sua vicina, simbolo di pace, di fraternità.
Nice resonance right there.
Forza che ci dai
We ask that life be kind
ed essere ocean,
in waters from above.
ognuno trovi amore
We hope it's so we'll find
intorno e dentro sé.
another soul to love.
Let this be our prayer,
Let this be our prayer,
just like every child.
just like every child.
Need to find a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be safe. E la fede che hai acceso in noi sento che ci salverà.
Wish exclusive on Wish 1075.
He went higher. Wow. Wow. So that was more than I expected it to be. I mean, like I said, I was surprised he was jumping back and forth like that. I guess I shouldn't be because he was doing both parts. I just didn't think that he had that ability to do it that instantaneously, that quickly between the parts. So that's extremely difficult. And he's got a really good tone, really resonant tone. Yeah, he's got a great talent, and I'm excited to see kind of as he progresses and continues to kind of hone that and improve what he has and everything else. I mean, there's just so much potential there as far as what he can do with his voice. Just like you saw there at the very end, right? He hit the final note there, which I think it's like a B flat, I believe, if I remember right. But he hit it, and then he actually took it up because he was in his falsetto, so he was able to actually, go up with it in a little ascending type phrase there. Yeah, so he's awesome. He's got a rare ability to be able to jump back and forth like that and to have the strength in his falsetto to have it come through that powerfully. Yeah, that's really cool. So thank you for that recommendation. Marcelito is awesome. If you have further recommendations for me for other songs that he's done that you'd like for me to react to, I'd love to get those suggestions in the comments. And if you have any more tidbits of information about Marcelito, I know he's from the Philippines, I believe, and he was on America's Got Talent. I can't remember like how far he went. Like I said, I only saw one performance of his, I believe. So if you guys could comment to some of that, that'd be great. And of course, if you haven't already, if you could please subscribe, click on the notifications bell, and like. If you did enjoy this, if you could click like, I'd appreciate that. And coming back to the words of the song, I really hope that each of you is finding that hope that can come through a higher power, and you can pray to whatever type of, higher power you believe in, or God, or whatever, whoever that is, or whatever that is, and be able to have that faith and hope that can get you through some of the dark times we're dealing with, and you can come together as friends and family and strengthen each other. And that's really what's needed in this world today is a lot of love and peace and coming together. And I think music is a big part of that, and that's part of the whole premise of my channel, right? That I mentioned before, is connecting us all, inspiring us all, and bringing us together with the universal language that is music, that can touch each of us in different ways. And some people have talked about how it's kind of therapeutic or healing, right? And I think that's very true. And real quickly, I mentioned one gentleman from JB Lethal TV. This is a reactor that he grew up in the ghetto, and he does reactions to classical music. And it's really touching to watch, because you can see him get physically touched by the music. And the one for Pavarotti's Nessun Dorma, if you want to watch that one, that he did, it was really powerful. It hit him hard, and he talks about how he feels better, he feels happier, he feels, some healing that happens. And his friends give him a hard time, and he tells them that this is part of what helps him to heal from the tragic childhood he had, living, being born and raised in the ghetto and being around violence and a lot of things that I'm sure children should not have to see growing up. So again, this is the power of music, and I'm happy to be reacting and sharing that with all of you. And I appreciate your support. Take care.